The South Florida Amateur Athletic Association wins 2024 Gay Softball World Series. South Florida's LGBTQ Softball League scored big at the recent Gay Softball World Series in Las Vegas, bringing home 4 trophies, the most of any association in the International Pride Softball Organization. The South Florida Amateur Athletic Association stood out among nearly 200 teams from the U.S. and Canada. The Silverhawks took first place and won the World Series in Legends D Division. Glitterati claimed third in the Open E Division, and the Hunters Hurricanes and Alive and Kicking earned fourth place finishes in the Open D and Legends C divisions, respectively. 5 other teams placed in the top 10. The SFAAA Commissioner Rocky Bowell congratulated all the teams that placed and said, quote, "I'm very proud of our league that continues to compete on a national level and represent our community on and off the field," end quote. This milestone comes as SFAAA wraps up its 30th anniversary season, culminating with the Hurricane Showdown over Thanksgiving weekend. About 60 teams from around the country and Canada will be competing in the showdown this year. It will take place at Mills Pond Park, Tradewinds, and Brian Piccolo Park this year. The league will then resume in January, leading up to its 2025 spring season. You can learn more about the league at sfaasoftball.com. Well, I think that's very exciting for people who pay attention to softball, but I don't really keep up with it. But I do know a lot of people who do play softball, and I think it's amazing. I mean, it's great that we're like making such a, having such visibility and making such a mark on the association. I think that's great.
Right? And every time they have a showdown, I love that you go up and down the drive and you see everybody in their uniforms and whatever their uniform is, right? And it's always like the gayest uniform ever for some. And then others are like, we're here to play. Don't mess with us. You know what I mean?
I think I want my team to have like Daisy Dukes, like that.
Thigh-high socks, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like, I mean, come on, right now we need community more than ever, right? So these events like this kind of fellowship is so important.
Yeah, and it's got to be the mainstream. Sports is very mainstream. And I think a lot of people really, that's where they find more community, because people aren't always into the galas. They aren't into
or the bars.
Clubbing and bar hopping.
Yeah.
But, sports is very mainstream and people can really access community, and that's very important.
When you said, let's queer up sports, I thought we were going to talk about the Tyson fight, right?
What was gay about that?
Okay, that many of us watched it for no reason. We didn't even know why we were watching. You know what I mean? We're like, okay, this guy's a Trumper and this guy hasn't fought in 20 years. What are we doing? But,
And speaking of butt, they showed his butt on some behind the scenes. I was like,
see, I told you it was gay.
Wow.
I heard he's challenging former President Jimmy Carter to the next fight.
Ay, Dios mío.
Oh.